In this video, I'm going to be reviewing HubFlo. HubFlo is an all-in-one, powerful client management suite of tools that acts like a CRM software. You can streamline all your client operations with a beautiful branded portal and streamline things even further using its AI capabilities. And in this video, I'm going to go through a few things, show you what I think is really cool, and then give my thoughts at the end. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them below. I tend to reply within a few minutes to a couple of hours, and I'll also leave the link to HubFlo below for your convenience. Here we are inside HubFlo. One of the first things that you will see is your main dashboard, which will have step-by-step boxes listing what you should be doing to get started. This is a great thought by HubFlo because it lessens our learning curve, enabling us to get up and running faster. On the left, we have a navigation bar as well as on the top. And whilst we're going to explore the messaging features, the emails, the calendar, and the report, we're going to cover all of these features on the left shortly, but let's start off with setting things up. So what I would recommend, in the bottom right of your screen, you will see this little pop-up. If you click on Getting Started Guide, this will take you step by step on how to get started with everything. It gives further information, it's all well documented with images, and it's straight to the point. So if you ever get lost or a little bit dazed, this is the place to come. Now, I've also contacted their customer support, which can be accessed in the message area, and they were lightning fast. Within 1 hour, they addressed all of my questions in a professional, polite, and helpful way. So the support side of HubFlo is a big win. Now, if you head over to the setting icon and then click on general, it's in this section, which is where you start customizing all of your company information. It's where you add all your integrations, change your branding and stuff like that. So let's quickly go through these options. Starting off with my profile is where you can add in your name, your email, hourly rates, how you want to sync your email calendar, and what sort of notifications to receive. Under general is where you add your logo and your branding elements. The client portal is a big USP of HubFlo, and I'll get into this more down the line, but this is where you can create your domain for client portals where they can log in, as well as some additional information. Under billing is where you put in all of your billing and legal information and how you want your numbering of your invoices to be displayed, as well as all of the colors and branding information with that and all of that. Under users, where you can add your staff into your dashboard so they can access things, and you can also set roles on what they can and cannot do. One fantastic thing about HubFlo is you can actually add your own custom field. So no matter what business type you are, you can add custom input fields so you can track or log information that's relevant to your business. So technically, it doesn't matter what business you're in, you can add those custom fields and really make this system your own rather than using the default naming conventions inside HubFlo. You can do the same with companies, accounts, and tasks, so you've got full flexibility across the board. If you have contacts, companies, task lists, or you're migrating over from a different system, you can actually import all of this information in the import section. And if you don't know the format, just click Start Import, and at the top for each of these options, it will give you the Excel sheet so you can see how it should be formatted. A lot of CRM systems actually do something called a vendor lock, which is where they trap you into the system. Well, HubFlo don't do that. You can actually export all of your information when and as you please. So there's no risk about being trapped inside HubFlo. We're going to cover accounts shortly, but all you need to know about this section right now is you can rearrange the order of things and create new dashboards for this. You can also hide and show different things inside each of the contacts or accounts areas. You can also change the naming conventions of the categories. So when you're listing products and services and stuff like that, you can change all of those names to fit your business better. You can also create your own custom contracts and templates just by clicking the new template option and then adding in your contracts right here. And you can also do this with the emails. So when you send emails out, you can add in templates for your emails. For example, if you want a signature at the bottom of your email, you can do that. If you're using certain options inside of HubFlo over and over, you can add this as a quick bookmark so you have the shortcut option to get to that area as fast as possible. And finally, the integration side of things. By default, it's integrated with Stripe, QuickBooks and Xero, so you've got your accounting software there. But if that's not enough for you, you can connect to Zapier, and Zapier is able to connect to almost any relevant software on the market. So basically any software that you've got, you can connect to in this area. We're going to jump over to the contacts tab. This is where you would list all of your contacts, and if you hover over the contacts field, you'll see companies, and this is the companies which are related to the contact, because in a company you may have many different contacts inside that company, so you'll want to create the company as the overview folder, and then you'll want to add in each contact as an individual connecting to that company, so you can have everything categorized and centralized. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll head over to new, and then we'll click on contact. We can categorize what sort of contact this is. So I'm going to say this is a client, and the priority we're going to leave at medium, and we'll call him Jason Bourne. We've now entered some of the basic information that we need, and we'll connect this to the company, let's say Brainy Automation. I've already added that company in, and I'll show you how to do companies, but for now we'll just do it like this. So we'll go ahead and do create. And now that is in the company area, and you'll see that this company here, there's a new addition that's been added to the contacts field, and this is listing all of the people inside the company. So if we click on the company, we now have additional areas, so we can see what's going on inside the company. So we've just created a contact, so it's creating a log every single time we make updates, which is really handy for admin. We can then create tasks, which we'll get into in a second. We can add notes. So for example, likes the TV show Suits, and then do create note. It's now listed here. Now, when we email, we can actually track all of the emails, which is updated automatically, and that will be sent right here. So if you ever want to send an email to this company, you can do so right here. We also have event. So if they're running an event, or we want to invite them to an event, or we've met them at an event, we can list that here. One of the other USPs about HubFlo is the centralized invoicing and proposal system. We're going to get into that a little down the line, but right now it will all be tracked in this area per company it's relevant to. And then finally, content. We can actually upload files and links relating to this client. Now, if we jump into the task tab, you can also access tasks right here, but for this company, we're going to do new task, and we're going to say create landing page. But we can also mark it as a to-do list, a call, a meeting, a email, or a milestone. We can then set the date for, let's say this is due in April, and we can link it to a workspace. Now, we've not gotten into workspaces yet, but we will shortly. So I'm going to connect it to web design. Then we can link it to a contact. So let's say we're going to link it to Jason Bourne, and then we can do create task. Now the to-do list is there, and if we click on it, it will open the task with all those details, and we can even copy the internal link and share it with a fellow staff member if we wanted to. Now, when you come out of that, it will take you to your task area, and this is where it will show in a nice formatted list of tasks, which can be filtered by tomorrow or this week or overdue, and then you can also assign it by team members and clients and what accounts it's relating to. There are a ton of other options as well, but I think we all know how filtering works. You can create a specific list of tasks. So an example of that is, let's say if it matches web design, create a list called web design, and then we can say stages for this list, and we'll keep it like this. We'll go back to task, go to web design, and then we can create a task inside the web design task. So all the tasks relating to web design or niche specific will be put into this area, and we can quickly filter and categorize our tasks, perhaps for different departments. Moving on to the accounts area, we can filter the accounts area in tons of different ways. So we've got this view right now. We can change it to a table view, a map view, a list view, and a general dashboard view. Personally, I'm a dashboard sort of guy, but let's say you're a sales team, this might be the best option for you. Now, what you can do is click new, and this is sort of, think of an account as a campaign or a deal or an opportunity, however you want to phrase it. So we can say that this opportunity is for an e-com website build. We can say this is for a new lead, and the estimated revenue might be £2,097. The start date will be the 30th, The end date might be the 30th of April. We're going to attach it to a contact. So let's say James Smith. The owner is going to be me because I am the owner. And we can even enter in a location or tags for further filtering. We'll do create, and now it's in there. We can actually drag this into different fields like so, which will automatically update the progress of that. So if we click on the app, we can have a look, and we're now back into the account section where we can look at the note, the conversations, all relevant to the linked contact, which is James Smith. And you can see that on the right here. Now, if this dashboard doesn't really suit you, you can customize it even further by creating a new table. And this is where you can change the settings, change the names, change the order, and even add new stages in. So if you are a web design company or something along those lines, you can get rid of all of this and customize it for every single step needed for your team to complete these sort of opportunities. Moving on to the client portal, this is a big win for HubFlo. A client portal is a fantastic feature to interact, engage, and also showcase just how savvy your business actually is. It's the perfect area to assist clients. So how does this work? Well, simply we would create a template. So we'll say new workspace, and then we'll fill out these details. So inside the template web design, I've created just a few little options. So I've created a folder, and inside that folder will be training links, which I can link directly and embed my own YouTube videos. So that's tutorials or stuff like that. You can embed Google Sheets as well as list tasks that the client can see, like create a landing page, for example, and then we open that up and it's all there. Sync that with your client so they know where they're up to and what's going on. You can add pinned posts, even add a library, add notes and files, and there's a chat room where you can have live conversation with the client. So if we just exit out of here for a second and open up the client portal, your client will receive an invitation link where they will log in with the information. And then once they're logged in, this will be personalized depending on the template you use and create, as well as all the relevant information attached to that client. So like I said, if we go to the training folder and then click on this, here's my video showing them how to set up a LinkedIn company page. Or if I want to message them, I can just say hello and do send. And then if I go into my area, go into messaging, I now have a message from James Smith where I can say hi. And we go back here and there it is. Okay, so nice live chat where they can add images, embed stuff, and provide you with information that you need. Also, the tasks, you can see your client can see what's going on, and they can even mark it as done. So if you have a checklist that you need approval by your client, they can mark it done themselves as well, or even create you tasks that will sync with your backend. Let's move on to the billing area. So the billing area is split into a few areas. We have our catalog, which is where we list all of our products or services. We have proposals where we can send ideas or propositions to them. We have invoices and reoccurring invoices. Let's start off with the catalog. So you can do two different things here. You can create standalone sort of services, or you can bundle services together. And to start things off, we'll click new and then we'll do item. Item is a single product, and you would simply fill in the details, letting it guide you, and then you can link it to which company that's in your system. Whereas with a pack, you can, let's just name this, so we just say test pack, and then we can add an item from the catalog. So we can say external service, we can say on-site training, and then do create, and then navigate to packs, and there is our test pack, which you can see is got all of that in. Now for the proposal, there's slightly different fields, but it's not too different. You'll click new proposal, you'll link it to one of the opportunities inside the account area, and then you would title this and then do create and continue. Now it will take you to this proposal step-by-step guide where it will guide you on what you need to do. So the first thing it's saying is you need to fill in the address, but I'm just going to skip over that. We can then add in some catalog items if we wanted to. We can decide if this is a one-time payment or multiple payment, and how long will this proposal or this invoice expire after. You can add a contract to the proposal, which will then be listed here. And what's really cool is you can actually copy your own contact information from your company or from the contact company. So for example, I'm going to click on copy, and then paste that in here. And now it's got all of the details from what we've entered from the contact field, or we can do from our own company and paste it in like that. Okay, so really cool. You can also enable an electric signature and then do net. It will then turn it into a PDF contract that you can download or edit, and then that will get sent to the client for them to accept it. And you can jump back into it and edit and see what's going on. For the invoices, it works in basically the exact same way. You'll do create and continue, select an existing customer, and you will just follow the exact same process. The only difference is that you don't need to add in the contract. Next, we can also add in and keep track of all of our expenses. And under the More tab, under expenses, we just click on new expense, and then we can add in the details. So we know how much a client is costing us and whether or not that cost is billable or not. So then that will centralize with the client for us to know when the time comes and there's a bill due, do we bill for these expenses or these internal? We can also add time and tracking, so how long are we spending with each client and is this billable? And then we can also add our own resources and own links and own files so we can cross our CRM software and quickly navigate whenever we want to. Let's move on to the left navigation, and we'll start off with email. Now we're inside the email area, and you can integrate any email that you have into this system, which will automatically sync. So in other words, you don't need to log into your main email inbox because it can all be listed in a centralized area in your CRM. Now, I get a lot of spam to this specific email address, but this is how it works, and this is why it's so beneficial to actually have something like this. So if we open up, let's say, one of these emails and it is spam, we can do a few things. We can mark it as unread, mark it as private, favorite it, or on the right, we can actually create a contact. So if we click create contact, it will automatically populate with this person's information. So if we do create, we now have that person in our contacts area. And if we just go to contacts, you can see it's right here. Or if we don't like it, we can just do delete and get rid. Now, this will filter information by leads, client, partners, contract, etc. So as long as the client or the person's information is in your system, it will get filtered in these areas. And you can connect any account that you have, whether it's through your domain provider, through IMAP, Outlook, or Gmail. It's all there. You can connect. You can also sync your calendar and have it viewed just like this. When you have tasks on certain dates, it will list the task and you can click straight onto it and it'll take you to that task. You can directly create new tasks and it will add straight into this area, and you can change the way it looks for you on a daily, monthly, or weekly basis. We have the report side of everything, and this will tell you what is going on inside your company. So this is the activity that's going on. So it shows stuff like sales received and new contacts and how much time has been worked and. You can also exclude tax if that's something that you want to leave out from the stat. You also have the billing side of things. So what is going on, what needs to be collected, how much money in invoices has been submitted, how many proposals and what the cost of those are. And then you can filter all of these stats, basically giving you just a really in-depth idea of how your business is running financially, what your best sellers are. Finally, we're going to cover the AI side of this, and it's a really subtle AI integration, but it has tremendous value to the platform. How does this work? So if we go to the email and then do new email, right here we can send an email to someone, and if we click to, it will show all of the companies that are in our system and then that. But what I want to do, I want to show you HubFlo AI, and the way this works is we can give it a prompt and it will structure an email. So for example, it's telling me briefly describe what you want to say in this email. So I want to check how the project web design is going for Jason Bourne, and this is to staff, and the tone is professional, relaxed, friendly. I'll just keep it relaxed and friendly and do generate, and there we have it. It's created an email for us. Or if we don't quite like it like this, perhaps we can highlight and just do rephrase, and now it's rephrased it just like that. Or what if we delete this bit here, highlight it, and do complete, and it's done just that. Or what if there's a spelling mistake? So instead of product, I'll just leave that out by accident and do correct. And there you have it. It's corrected the text. So incredibly powerful little feature that can really help you rephrase or form your emails, especially if you are someone who's a bit more blunt in nature, or you just want to save a little bit of time not needing to spend a ton of time crafting emails. So what do I think of HubFlo? I'm going to start off with the interface of HubFlo. I think it's incredibly intuitive, easy to use, very modern in design, and they've simplified the navigation so you're not overwhelmed doing a ton of things. I love the fact that they've created a client portal area, because being able to centralize and let your clients know what's going on really gives a gloss to a company, and it also stops a company from needing to search through mounds and mounds of emails because it's all in that centralized area, as well as allowing your customers or your clients to know exactly what is going on in your business when you are going through the project stages. The AI integration, like I said before, is a really nice touch. It can save you a ton of time crafting emails or text, and the billing process is a big win for me as well, because you can bundle things and create individual items or set up reoccurring payment, and once again that's all in a centralized area that just streamlines our process. And let's face it, time is money. So you want a centralized area that does everything for you, and HubFlo at this stage does that for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.